welcome to episode 14 of Rigor Mortis Paranormal, and yes, we are back. This is Robert, Jasmine, and Ian.
Hello, hello.
Hey guys.
Yo.
And my name is David. And anyway,
we're back, baby.
Check this out. Right on. It's about time, isn't it?
Yes, it's been too long, way too long. Man, how long has it been?
Geez, 3 months maybe?
October.
4 months?
October.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, we've been on a very
we've been busy still.
Exactly. We've been doing interviews and we got a lot more stories coming up. Some good stuff.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, today we're going to be talking about the Mandela Effect. Really cool Gribble House out of Savannah, Georgia. That's going to be awesome. And then we got Perrin Crest Part 3, finally. Talk about a cliffhanger, huh?
Oh my God.
We're talking about that. And then we got a couple of other good stuff. We got a Haunted Den Street is the name of this other story. And then an uncle comes home from a call.
Yeah, that's a call. That's we got a call. Well, somewhere along that whole time, the hiatus, we actually got a call, and out of the other stories we got a call. So
that was kind of cool. Yeah, after all these months, and people are still calling in the story, so that's awesome.
Actually, we've been really busy too. We have been, and we've been trying to get back so bad, but I mean, it's been kind of busy for all of us in our real jobs. But we really apologize to everybody. We had you in our hearts and in our mind, and we love you guys. So many Facebook.
Yeah,
Facebook, a ton of Facebooks, man. We got so many likes on them, so you guys keep those coming.
Yeah, we have what like 8 since we've been out. No, I'm just kidding.
I know I'm on time.
Do you lie? No,
I'm just kidding.
But it hasn't been. But we've been busy. You got a list of that?
Yeah, we got the Hall House, the Gribble, the Whaley House, and the Lincoln Theater, and then we have some full episodes with the Sally House, Joshua Ward, and the Grey Moss.
The full episodes, those are just gonna be like bonus episodes where we're just gonna go ahead and in between probably regular episodes we'll just throw those out there because they're really good. They're really long, kind of like the Black Swan. But yeah, it's great to be back.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's been weird just being out for so long and watching everything just kind of dry up a little bit. But I mean, well, like you said, I mean, we've been still busy doing interviews.
Yeah, and we didn't give up on this. And you know what just kept us going is just like the likes that we were getting, and then the stories that were coming in, and then in some of the interviews they did, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, they're asking us, when are we going to come out?
That really kind of made us get back to work. No, I'm just kidding. Let's do our first one.
Yeah,
man.
the first thing, actually, let's talk about that Mandela Effect, man. That's like some crazy stuff,
that is
man.
crazy, man. You want to give the propers on that, Ian?
Yeah, let's see.
What is the Mandela Effect?
It's a phenomenon that explains. It's like a suggestion that there are alternate realities, and that the Mandela Effect is proof of them. So one popular example is the everyone's seen Star Wars, right? The original trilogy. Yeah. And spoiler alert for anybody who still hasn't seen it, 40 years later?
Spoiler. You're bad now.
Well, you're talking about the original trilogy.
Episode 5, I think, is the Empire Strikes Back, if I remember the name right.
Yeah.
And in the episode, we get the shocking reveal that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. Please, nobody, please tell me you've seen it.
Yeah.
What? No way! That's impossible.
I haven't seen it, but I still know.
Yeah. So in the scene,
they're not gonna see it. Yeah. See it. I'm sorry, brother.
No. So, but in the scene though, Darth Vader, as I remember in elementary school, all the kids saying, Darth Vader responds to something Luke Skywalker says, saying, "Luke, I am your father."
Yeah, I remember that. That's what I remember. Yeah.
That's how it is, right?
I am your father. Yeah. You sound like me when I'm asleep.
Oh shit.
Luke.
It's gonna sound like that machine you have to put down.
I know.
But yeah, I remember him saying.
I think the exact line was Luke said, "You killed my father," and then Darth Vader says, "Luke, I am your father."
Yes.
Is how we all remember it. But no matter where you look now, even original VHS tapes from way back when, he actually says, "No, I am your father." I remember clear as day. He said, "Luke, I am your father."
Right.
And I mean, I have so many
remember
people
that
on
too,
the
yeah.
internet
Yeah.
too, and because the internet's totally credible.
Yeah, yeah. The internet's always right.
Yeah.
You said there was a lot too, like for example,
Oh yeah, that's one example.
why it is named the Mandela Effect.
Oh yeah. The reason it's named the Mandela Effect is a blogger in 2010. Her name is Fiona Broom. That's when she coined the term. She described it as the collective false memory in which she discovered at a convention that her, as well as many other people, believe that a former South African president, Nelson Mandela, had died during his imprisonment in the 1980s. So many people believed that. So she said, her words is, "See, I thought Nelson Mandela died in prison."
I remember you saying that. Did you thought he actually
honestly,
died
I thought
too?
he died in the mid '90s or around that time. Not in prison. I know he came out. I know he became. I believe he became the president of South Africa, and he was, he did a lot of wonderful things. But I remember him dying.
Yeah.
I could have swore I remember him dying. And then I'm sorry, Ian, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Yeah. Continuing where she left off, though, is she said, "I thought I remembered it clearly, complete with news clips of his funeral, the mourning in South Africa, some rioting in cities, and the heartfelt speech by his widow. Then I found out he was still alive." So, like, she remembered clearly all of these events.
Yeah.
He died, like 2 years ago or something? I don't remember that, Ian.
I don't see it here either.
I know it was something. It was sort of recent, and I said the same thing.
Right.
I was like, "Wait a minute, he died? I thought he died a while back." Nelson Mandela. It was like sort of like Abe Vigoda, man, the guy from Fish. I thought he died, 100 times, but he just recently. Well, not recently, but he
Yeah.
He died not too long ago, and I was like,
Wow.
"Oh, But I'm sorry, and I keep interrupting you, but I do remember all that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, please do, because it keeps helping me get time to plan what I'm going to say next. So, no, by all means, interrupt me more.
You didn't do your research, did you?
No, I woke up extra early. My brain.
Yeah, I got you.
I graduated already. I need to do no more damn research.
But there were several other things.
Yeah, the other thing, the
Berenstein Bears.
Berenstein Bears, or yeah.
I remember clear as day when I was younger. It was spelled Berenstein.
That's the way I remember it too.
Like
That's the way I know it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Stein. Yeah, Berenstein Bears.
But-
Right.
If you look at any book, and we didn't go back at our house and like reprint some of these books or anything like that. We go back to our house, we look, and they Berenstain is how it's spelled.
Right.
And everybody's got like that. From what I've seen, like they had the same collective memory that it was spelled Stein.
It's weird though.
Also-
I really remember it that way.
Okay, well, look at the Ford logo. Okay, you guys. That was another one. Was a Ford logo. We were looking into that also, and now they have on the F on the Ford. If you look at it, it's got on like you got your middle line that goes through the F. It's got a loop at the end, and when they matched them up to the old one don't have it. And they said that they've been rolling like that since I think 1913. That they had the loop, but I don't remember that. I never remembered that.
It looks like a fancy F when you look at it now. And I don't remember that either. I thought it was just a straight line.
Yeah, I did
F,
too.
yeah.
But okay, what was another explanation for that also with the time travel?
Yeah, so there was one idea, and it was in this article that I'm reading right now, but it's changed since then, unfortunately. That there were some ideas that and this is getting way out there into like conspiracy theories type stuff, but that the government had discovered time travel, and they were like using it, and like it was they were, in order to test that it actually worked, they would go back in time and make these minute changes that would have like no effect on like changing the course of human history or anything like that. So things like changing the spelling of the Berenstein Bears, or
Like
things
stuff
like
that wouldn't matter.
Exactly.
Alter.
Yeah,
like it's not going to change anything.
Impact or something like that. I got you. Yeah.
And so the idea is that they went back, they changed that, and then like humanity collectively, like we all, like the universe, everything as a whole, experienced like a shift in timelines or whatever, like the like it's a like a proof of parallel timelines or something like that. Parallel
Right.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah. Glitches in time. Yeah, that's man, that's awesome, man.
That's some crazy stuff, man. That's like getting way out there.
I wish I
Was it a
had.
hot tub they went back in?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
I tell you what, that's hurting my brain, man, with,
Yeah,
with all this beer we got going on. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, like, yeah, it's making me think, Ian. That I guess it's getting bigger. That effect, but I think, and that's true. I always say that whenever we do our research, we have to check it once, check it twice. What we need to do is research our research sometimes too, because
exactly.
people jump on the bandwagon and they have their own crap.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at one too, and it was I don't know how you guys remember the vampire with, or the interview with the vampire, or an interview with a vampire.
right. I don't know if I've seen that one.
I haven't seen it either.
Hey, I did see that one. That one also is like an interview with a vampire. But what was the difference?
Just it was interview with a vampire, interview with the vampire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but for me, I
okay.
remember it as a vampire, but it could have been just something as like I just got it wrong.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That may have been like a grammar or English teacher who went back in time and said, "No, this is incorrect." And it's like,
You gotta change that.
You gotta get it right.
I mean, what the significance is for them to go back and change those things, that's kind of weird. I mean,
Exactly.
if that is, like, and you never know, man. That's what keeps,
That's
and
crazy,
we love
man.
stories like this. That's what keeps us floating.
Yeah,
Is stories like this, man.
Hey, what about the other one? What was that? The Give It to Mikey? He eats anything? Or?
I think that's how we originally started talking about this because, what was it? Kory mentioned it, and he used that one as an example. I've never seen this commercial before myself.
Oh, y'all can look that up. Yeah, hey Mikey, he likes it or something like that, right?
Give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything.
Was it
That's
Honey
what it
Nut
was.
Cheerios?
Yeah.
He'll try anything.
He'll try anything, or yeah.
So what y'all thought was
But
give it
he
to Mikey,
says he
he'll
won't
eat
eat.
anything.
He doesn't like anything, or he won't
Yeah,
eat
exactly.
anything.
So what it actually
give it
is
like-
give it to Mikey, he won't eat anything. And
Yeah.
what everyone thought it was, what everyone's false memory is of that, is that he said, give it to Mikey, he'll eat anything.
Yeah.
And then he says,
I
hey,
remember it
Mikey,
too.
yeah, but like, it makes sense, the new one, because
Yeah.
like,
Right.
why are you giving it to Mikey, he eats anything, because
Right.
they're like, I'm not gonna try it,
Yeah, exactly.
you try it, but like, so
Yeah,
that
because I heard that Mikey tried a lot of Pop Rocks, and that's how he died.
with soda,
Soda.
yeah,
So those are just a few things, actually. But I mean, there's a lot more. And when you look it up, if you look it up on the internet, you'll see a bunch of different things that
oh
you
yeah,
can.
crazy stuff, I mean,
Yeah.
just stuff to make you think twice.
It gets wild,
It's like,
man.
check for yourself. I mean, we're not making this up, and we're not making. I mean,
We're not making
we're
it.
not making it up. No,
Right.
Yeah, we're just reading it.
Exactly. I mean,
And it's crazy because there's a lot of things that actually you and I mean, we've been around. We were, in the 70s, man. We were like kids.
We notice and remember little things.
I remember a lot of that stuff real clearly. And it's weird. I don't remember anything from yesterday, but I do remember stuff. But I remember stuff from the 70s, and it's like I do remember that. Give It to Mikey and Star Wars and stuff. But
Yeah.
But it's weird though.
yeah, because I was gonna say though that speaking of one of the things that, if I remember right, is attributed to the Mandela Effect is time travel. That's one of the possible explanations for why it happens. Why these, as Fiona Broom says, that there are these like alternate realities where we slide between them. One of the things attributed to that was time travel, and it reminded me of an episode of Through the Wormhole with Morgan Freeman.
Oh yeah, Morgan
Which,
Freeman. Yeah.
I mean, one, Morgan Freeman, and
Yeah.
then two, science. It's just match made in heaven.
Yeah.
But
No kidding.
one of the episodes was discussing time travel, and if I recall correctly, one idea about that was that it's impossible to travel forward in time, but you could travel backwards in time, and then back to the original point. So if today is where we are in time, we can travel back to last Wednesday, and then we can travel back to today, but we can't travel to tomorrow, for example.
because
Right.
It hasn't happened yet?
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. And that's, again, it's all
You're blowing my mind.
That's what I was just about to say, man. This is getting too
So what you're saying is we make our
God.
own tomorrow.
You're killing.
Ooh. We can make
there
our
you
own
go.
tomorrow by changing yesterday. If
man.
time travel.
Hold on a second, man.
Too fucking
This is
far.
I'm like, this is my brain's
Pump
getting
the
fried here, man.
brakes.
It's like my buzz is gone.
I was in some
I'm
deep
starting to
shit,
have to use
and
my
then you
head,
took
guys.
a nerdy.
But I mean, of course, none of this we know for certainty to be true. I mean, and we're looking it up and checking it on our own. But I mean, don't completely take our word for it. Do the research yourself.
Yeah, do your own research. Yeah.
And just check it out if it's something you're interested in.
Yeah.
But
We
they
can
have.
tell if it's true. If this shit gets cut off.
If there's a...
Okay, this shitty laptop is gonna cut off by itself.
No, we can tell it's true if we all remember recording it, but the episode never goes up.
I don't remember Rob talking about donuts,
The whole episode was about fucking donuts.
Funyuns and donuts. But anyway, man, that was awesome, man.
That was cool. That's some crazy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to. We've been kind of distracted, guys, man.
There's a basketball game going on in the background, and I guess the
It's our
Spurs are playing New York Knicks.
Man. Speaking of New York, fellas, my favorite topic.
Oh, here we go.
This is just weird news, man. I gotta mention it, man, because
What happened? What was going on?
what do I always have like that? I have a fetish, you may say, of extremely.
I was gonna say an appetite? I don't know.
Well, besides, with food, with a donut, with hot wings smell, forget it, man.
Oh yeah.
With very large women, and they have a thing that's called, I guess, we talked about it last time, the exotic squashing.
Squatchers.
Yeah.
My dad has been on this topic for years.
Damn, how can you not talk about a woman that weighs like 700 pounds? Damn, boy. Well, apparently in New York, man. Oh, man, I love that chin. That chin.
Hey, she's lost weight though, so you better move on.
She's a size 4 now,
Yeah.
I think, or something. How? I don't know.
No.
That's
She's a size 4. She
She was
still
like-
got 2 chins.
Yeah, she's still.
She could be a size 4.
Well,
But
that's what it said in the
Really?
end, or that she's going to be a size 4 or something.
The show
again.
that my mom, his wife, not us.
Yeah.
We weren't watching it because it's lame. But the show she was watching, she got down to size 4.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
fucking.
Man,
Have you
they
watched it
threw her
far
on a
enough,
desert
but I
island,
know.
man, by herself. Nothing, man. I've been eating sand for the last 4 months. Man, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The
Man,
Mirage water.
Oh, anyway. I was on a Mirage water diet. Yeah, haven't you heard of that one? It's the latest fad.
Hey, she's not hot anymore.
Oh,
Then,
God, no.
Well, you gotta give me your opinion on this because I couldn't make heads or tails of this. Okay, apparently in New York there was a man who's suing an erotic squasher. Okay, right?
Oh, my God.
He said he's suing her because of injuries he sustained during a session with a woman who weighed more than 430 pounds. The man was admitted to the emergency room with a collapsed lung and 2 broken ribs.
Oh my god.
Okay. It says the man's loyal fire. Man, that drink is kicking in. Here we go. The man's lawyer. The man's lawyer filed in the New York courts a petition saying his client was unaware of the dangers associated with erotic squashing. Come on. Okay. The man.
Like, you just don't look at the size and be like,
Well, that's
that
what I'm
might
saying.
hurt.
Yeah. Okay, but it says the injured man who weighs 140 pounds is seeking a $2.5 million settlement. Okay, claiming there needs to be some kind of warning before any kind of squashing session has commenced. I'm like,
Well, she has to wear a shirt that
that's what I'm
says,
saying.
warning, you may be injured if I sit on you.
Man, come on. Like, you weigh
That's crazy.
140 pounds, and the lady weighs 430 pounds. Oh my God! I mean, even if you put the numbers, they still don't match up to what she is. A guy even backwards or forwards. Man, that's crazy.
She's all, let me get this up.
Oh, pretty soon they're gonna have to wear those lights also from the
That's
the
what I'm
forklifts
saying.
with a beeping sound. Beep,
Yeah,
beep.
but what's she supposed to have, like a sign, or But they should do.
Hey, sign waivers.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. You need to sign this waiver, and maybe
that's
have a
good.
lawyer
Yeah.
present, like
Fucking, what do you?
Yeah, but they call those guys who notary
public.
sign here, and here. Okay, is that all we need? Yes, that's it. Are you ready, baby?
Like, how can you go public? Like, oh,
That's what I'm saying.
I had an accident doing this.
But you knew what you were up against, man. Yeah.
But I wasn't expecting to break my ribs.
What did she fucking jump on him?
No, I mean she probably because they're supposedly
I know she didn't just lay down on him softly.
Yeah. Well, unless he asked that it costs extra if you jump on me, right? Yeah, but I mean, no, come on, man. You're seeking out a woman who's named Mount Everest. You know you're gonna get hurt, man. Right? I mean,
have you ever seen WWE? I'll say no more.
But that's what I was saying, and I had to bring it up because I saw squashers. I was like, oh man, I gotta bring this up, man. So
where do you find these stories?
I look up squasher stories.
Yeah, but like
I saw erotic squashing, and I was like, oh, I got. It said the man got injured, so. But I mean, come on, man. You should know better than that. But anyway, I thought that was funny.
You actually reminded me. There is not like a story, but like there's this girl on Instagram who smushes bread with her face. And like she gets like millions of views. I saw it on like a YouTube video where they have people like react to stuff or whatever.
I've always wanted to try that, but I never did it because it's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
What
just like smush your face into bread.
Yeah,
bread? What is that?
She'll do it in like weird, like different ways, and she doesn't just do bread. She'll do donuts and stuff like that, and she gets like millions of views doing that.
That's weird.
Why? I don't understand that. I mean,
you never want to put your face into something like
the bread? I don't know. Or like, I mean, I don't know.
Weird too.
I don't know.
Apparently
but
not
I wouldn't fucking videotape it.
Yeah, I know.
I'll just do it on my own.
I mean, that's crazy though. I mean, I wonder how much I can get. How many views I do with just tying my shoe in the morning when he passes.
Oh, hey, it's pretty badass the way he ties his shoe.
With one hand.
No, like he puts his foot out and he gets his shoe and he just like flings it down in his foot and it goes in his foot.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, are you kidding me?
You do.
I tried to tie it with one hand, just reaching down. Man, I did it last time. I thought I was gonna pass out, man. I just couldn't breathe, man. I was just started panicking. I stood up real quick, man. I'm like,
losing oxygen and stuff. Man.
You gotta buy those Velcro shoes.
That's what you get, bro.
That's when you know you're fat, man. It's like when you gotta get shoes with Velcro.
You know what? They have one now that I just saw it yesterday. There was another fat guy that was wearing them, and I told him, dude, I love your boots, man. No, seriously, man, because I was looking at that, and that's the first thing I thought. I was like, man, I won't pass out there. He puts his foot in there, and it's got a knob on top, and it clicks. I promise, I swear. It tightens.
No.
It's just the knob that you turn. And I was like, dude, I can do that. It's but it's expensive. It's expensive. I promise, if y'all don't believe me, look it up, man. They were badass. He was like, oh, yeah, it's a lifesaver. Yeah, there was another fat dude that was doing it. I just saw this yesterday. I was like, oh, sweet Jesus. That's awesome, man. I mean, I need to get some, man.
You fucking click it once, get back up for it. Click it again, get back up for it.
You can do it with one hand, yeah. You could reach with your two. But that's badass. I was looking at it like, damn.
Fucking make it a game for Riot or something. Click grandpa shoe. Click grandpa shoe.
Come here, me. I'll give you $1. Where's my dollar? Nothing. But anyway, I'm sorry. We'll get back, man, fellas.
Cool, man.
I got a kind of cool story that came in.
Yeah, we're getting back into this story. What is a squasher?
No, you're still trying to figure out what's a squasher. Why would they pay money for that?
It doesn't sound good at all.
They didn't teach us this in college.
What course was this?
You know what? It's actually, I'm gonna say something. I'm probably not that cool, but we just had a story about Salem witchcraft. We just did that interview.
That was a good interview, though.
Yeah, it was a great one, and it is coming up.
That was a cool dude.
Yeah, and he was awesome.
That's crazy because. They all they need is one of these big bitches to sit on them like that. Are you a witch, boy? Get off! I'm so sorry. That's not.
I'm a witch. I'm a witch.
Just get her off.
Get off of me.
Yeah, I told you that way. It's not the weight; it's the smell, man.
I think I'm getting a fever now.
That costs extra. Just don't bathe, man, and lay on. Oh, sweet. Anyway, this next story comes from Samantha from San Antonio. She writes in, "Hey guys, I want to tell you about a house we used to live in back in the early 90s. We had just moved to San Antonio from Idaho. We moved into a 2-bedroom house on Dent Street. Well, as we were moving our things into the house, there was an old man who lived next door who called my father over. When he called him over, he told him, "Cuidado con los fantasmas," which means look out for the ghosts. He told my father a man had shot and killed his wife in a fit of jealous rage in that house, and now her soul is trapped in our house. My dad just said he was some crazy old man. Well, almost immediately after we moved in, strange things started to happen. One day I was doing my homework on the kitchen table. I was the only one in the kitchen at the time, when all of a sudden the table pushed away from me. It moved about a foot away from me on its own. I sat there in shock, too afraid to move. Then the table pushed back towards me. I jumped off the chair and ran into my mom's room and told her what happened. My mom saw I was visibly shaken. I think she believed me, but told me that I could have accidentally bumped it. I know what I saw. I didn't bump into it, but I could tell my mom didn't want to scare my little sister, so I left it alone. Then about a month later, I was awoken to the sounds of someone crying. I looked towards my sister's bed. She was sitting up staring at the closet with her eyes wide open. I turned to see what she was looking at. In the darkness, you can see someone sitting in the closet crying. My heart dropped. Me and my sister sat there frozen with fear. Then it stood up and came out of the closet. It was dark, but you can make out a form of a person, and it was still crying. Finally, I was able to let out the loudest scream. My dad came in and turned on the lights and yelling, "What the hell is going on?" When I looked back at the closet, there was nothing, just our clothes hanging. My sister was especially frightened. She would not stop crying. My father was pissed and blaming me for scaring my little sister with this nonsense. I tried to explain what happened, but he didn't want to hear it. Another time, my mother and I were in the living room. We were watching a movie on TV, and my sister was asleep on the couch. As we were watching our movie, we started to hear a man's voice. It sounded like an angry voice, and it was coming within the same room that we were in. You couldn't make out what it was saying, but it was an angry voice. It wasn't my father because he was working late. The voice became louder and grew angrier. We were getting scared, and my mom started to pray, and we moved towards the couch where my sister was and huddled there. Then the voices stopped. Things like that always happen. Voices, shadows, and footsteps. The last straw happened when my father was taking his shower. I was in my room when I heard my dad say, "Leave me alone." Then I saw him run past my door, wet and in his tidy whities. Then he runs back to my door and tells me, "Stay in here." And then he slams the door. About 30 minutes later, my mom opens the door and says, "Are you okay?" All I can say was, "I told you." My mom didn't say anything, but later she told me my father was showering when suddenly he was shoved by someone or something and pushed out of the bathtub. When he got up, he was shoved against the door by unseen force. That's when my dad yelled, "Leave me alone." After that, we moved in with my grandmother about a week later. My father wanted out of that house, and we have not been back. We really don't talk that much about the house, but we were relieved to be out of it. Thank you for hearing my story. Love you guys.
Wow. That's crazy.
Why is it always the dads that are like,
I was just about to say that.
y'all are crazy?
No, I was just about to say that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, first they give you the warning, right? I mean, I would have been scared about that.
You better stop that nonsense.
But they're screaming. But when it happens to his ass, what happened? We gotta get the fuck out of here, right? Yeah, I'm like,
You know what, man? That never happened to us with Dad though, because Dad, it always happened to Dad too. Anyway,
Yeah, he'll start swinging in his underwear, right? Like, come on,
Hey,
puto. Yeah.
At least you had decency to put underwears on before you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would too, man. I mean, nobody wants to see the big blur run by, but I mean, I would have really, took the time, even on the floor, pushed down, hey, Ghost, can you hand me those Jordans, man?
But did you do any research on that house? Because I feel like we've heard about it. Yeah.
Okay, then I did. I was looking for shootings, murders, or anything like that. I couldn't find anything. It didn't pop up. I mean, who's to say? But there's a lot of stuff like that you can't. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking up the wrong stuff. But I was in detail. Woman gets shot by jealous husband in a fit of rage on Din Street. Nothing.
I don't know because I'm
Spin it
not
out.
willing to pay. But sometimes they have that where you can look at the house history.
Yeah, that one I've heard a lot. Have you ever did reviews on that one? I know the webs. I'm not gonna say it, but because I'm not gonna condone those people. They have like a shitty reputation. So
They don't get back.
well, yeah, it's not like they're not either accurate or they don't know what they're talking about. But you have to pay a lot of money.
Let me guess. Every house is an Indian burial ground. Everything.
They're on top of an India. And you know what? Now that our budget is like I don't know, 0.
it goes on beer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Our budget is beer.
What could that? But what could that have actually been, though? I mean, that was probably some memory that was replaying over and over, but like it started getting physical too.
Well, yeah,
it's
it's
probably
intelligent.
intelligent.
Then it sounds more intelligent.
Yeah,
if
more like a
anything.
demonic.
It was a poltergeist is one that plays over and over again, right? A ghost is that the other way around?
The poltergeists are more like they manifest
Okay, yeah.
by a child that is either going through some issues or maybe not only a child. It could be anybody.
Yeah.
But mostly it's been children. That's what they say. That's one example. But who knows?
Right, yeah, I mean, who knows for real, in all honesty. I mean, that's like one of the worst times anyway, man, when you're in the shower. I mean, dude, you're like,
vulnerable,
yeah,
right?
you are. You're
'Cause
vulnerable.
you're-
That or taking a dump. I mean, either way, it's like, dude,
Because
I mean,
that's
come on, guys.
your
It's
time. Like
you wanna
you're
run, though.
comfortable.
Yeah, because really, seriously, man, nobody wants to run Outland. Just like the butt slosh and all that, man. There's no way, man. But it's
I mean, you
That's
really
horrible,
hurt
'cause
yourself.
Take me, I'm already gone.
you know what though? It's tricky, man. Because like I have a tendency sometimes when I get up, when I get up for work, I take my daily dump in the morning, right, and that's where I get my learning on my phone. But sometimes I'll be reading like a scary story, right? I'll be reading like kind of a horror story or something, and then I'm sitting there and I'm like, hey, what if that face or that evil face right there is looking at your ass?
Oh my god, me too. I'm so scared of something popping out of the toilet.
I was like, yeah,
Oh,
just
that's-
like
I'm terrified of it.
Yeah,
Like,
whether it's a ghost or something else, right?
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
I'm
like
scared
a
of
demon
like
scratches my
spiders,
ass or something.
snakes.
Yeah,
But then I'm like, a fucking hand's gonna come up and just fucking.
man, I would have broke the door,
Oh,
man,
God.
just running through, with 4 scratches on my ass. I'm like, look at that other scratch. No, that's my butt crack. But
Look at that really dark scratch.
see what demon is really brave enough to weather that storm? I better not say that, man. Oh, see, cover. But going back to
No, but that's
a trip,
crazy, man. That
And
is
then
some crazy stuff.
How did the old timer that she said was next door? The old timer called the dad over and told him, "Hey, cuidado con los Fátimas,
I know.
the ghost,
Yeah.
So maybe he knew something that they didn't, and then he tried to give him that.
Maybe it was just like brushed under the fucking rug,
Yeah, right.
You know?
But I mean,
Like,
a shooting
maybe-
like that would have came out, especially if it was older back then. That was news, but I mean, that's weird. That's a good one. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Samantha, for that one.
Yeah, that was a good story. We got a phone call, right?
Yes, we sure did. We got a phone call. We
Yeah.
haven't gotten one of those bad boys since October, I guess, or before that.
I know, right?
It's always more exciting to get a phone call.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we don't have to read drunk.
Yeah. Man, I hate reading drunk, man. It's like, we
You
always
do
race.
all the work for us.
We always race to read our stories first. We're like, because we know by the end of the episode it's going to be a lot of slurring and stuff.
You know what? Okay, you know what? on the topic, I went back because you said y'all were talking about like let's get back into the groove of it, whatever. So I was like, okay, let me listen to some of our old stuff so I can get back, feeling it, whatever, back to the groove. Yeah. Well, I read one of the stories and like nothing against the story, but the way I read it, it was so depressing.
Well, I can't remember.
Yeah, if you can remember.
It was like the end of the story. It was like the very last story.
You were that drunk when you were crying or what?
And the music that was put to it was even like more depressing because it was like.
Hey, Nate's awesome, ain't it, man?
No, it was good music. It was just like the way I read it. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, Nate he's the maximizer.
Yeah, he's all.
Make sure he gets that.
She sounds fucking depressing. Then we had depressing music.
Exactly.
Yeah, he went to a funeral home, man. Just sat there. Oh, perfect.
What I want to hear is him like play like clown music or whatever at a really serious part.
That'd be awesome.
Just like flip it
During the Mandela Effect.
Yeah, there it goes.
There you go.
And then we're gonna hear it in 2 weeks and it's gonna be something else. Shit.
Yeah, you're gonna hear those. What are they called? I don't know what the hell that you're blowing up with.
Yeah. I don't know what it's called, but
Anyway, back to the call. It was. It's actually. I heard it, and I was listening to a little bit of it earlier, and it's pretty good. It's another comeback story, but this one is pretty awesome, man. Actually, we'll play it for you guys right now.
Hi, my name is Mary. I'm a second-time caller. My uncle, around the 1950s, my uncle he was, getting ready to get married. The day before he was going to get married, which was, I don't recall what day it was my mom had mentioned, but the day before he was going to get married, that night before he decided to go out drinking. And he was in his way back home from drinking, he lost control of his pickup truck. He ended up dying. He died instantly. He ended up inside a ditch and he died instantly. That night that he died, he was in his way home. And days after he passed away, my grandparents would, every night they would hear the truck pull up, into the driveway. They would hear the door open. They would hear, the door slam, someone going up the steps, and then the keys rattling, and they were trying to open the door. But that continued for a while. That went on for a while, every other night they would hear a truck pull up. My uncle did have a pickup truck, and it was a real loud pickup truck. That would, my grandmother was so used to him coming home from work, and she knew when he was getting home because they would hear his truck. He had, the truck was so loud that they would hear it pull up, and my grandmother would say, "Here's Julio," and he's home, and they would hear him, the truck pull up, and him getting off the truck, and him going up the steps, or when my uncle was coming home from work, and him rattling the keys and trying to open the door. And after my uncle passed away, they would hear that going on. I don't know if it was something that the day he died, that was what he was doing coming home. So that went on. That was the last thing my uncle remembered, on his spirit that he was doing coming home. I just wanted to share this with y'all. Enjoy listening to y'all. Thank you. I have other stories I'll be calling. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Man, that's sad.
yeah, that was a sad story, man. That's kind of crazy. I mean, the guy's he's just about to get married. It's the day before. The guy goes out, celebrates, gets drunk, and winds up dying.
I mean, what's sad is he doesn't even. I feel like maybe he doesn't know this.
Right, because he keeps showing up.
Yeah.
I mean, keeps going back to the house.
That's exactly what Chaz said. That's routine. He's just going back, and I'm sure it's crushing the mom's heart, but it brings, I don't know if it's
just
comfort,
what he does every night.
just,
Like, he goes back home. That's what he does. What's even sadder is, like, the next day he was getting married.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's terrible. Yeah, that was a good story, but it's sad at the same time. But what is that? That's would, I guess, be consistent of a residual or something of that nature.
That's something like residual.
That's what it was.
Maybe he doesn't. Like you said, he doesn't know that he's dead.
you know, I actually was talking to Kory about this. Was it last night? Was it? I don't know what. I almost hit a dog and we swerved off the highway. Almost.
Oh my God.
I feel like
The Dukes of Hazzard jump and everything.
it sounds dramatic, but like literally, that's almost what happened. But,
2 wheels and a
Jeep
boy.
and everything.
oh shit.
Oh my God.
But I was telling him, like, sometimes, like, when something crazy happens like that, I feel like, I don't know, I'm a little bit weird, guys. So I feel like, what if I died? And I don't know I'm dead?
Oh, you know,
And I
that's
just
true.
keep going
This is
and
another
doing
life.
it, you know?
Hey, back to the Mandela effect that we were talking about earlier.
Well, I told her I wouldn't let a dead person drive my car while I'm in it. You know?
But you don't know. This is
What if you
ghost
died
car.
with me?
well, this is an alternate life.
It's a ghost
You're
car,
living
too,
now.
you
What
know,
if there was like a
What if I would have
shift
flipped
in
the car?
Well, then where the hell's that dog at? Because I'm kind of pissed.
No, you know what? I did take that same route yesterday, and I was like, that dog better be still alive. I better not see that dog on the side of the highway.
No, man, that'd be horrible.
I swear for nothing.
Yeah.
But you have that too, people that like you said, like, okay, if you, God forbid, I don't want to talk about my daughter getting killed on.
yeah.
Well, just in general, like
But
anybody else.
if that happens, and you see like, you know how they have these at the death sites, and that's going to be another one too, like tragic happenings. We were looking into some of that too.
That's right.
Events that happen, tragic events, hauntings at tragic. Where tragic events happen. There you go, Fatso.
Yeah.
But like it's like the hitchhiker story and everything else, you know, off of the highway and stuff. So it just keeps replaying itself, or maybe they're trying to get home, trying to find their way home.
Yeah.
But like this one, he knows where his home's at, so he's coming home every day.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, that's just, everybody's trying to get home.
but
you know?
honestly, what is a mom thinking, man? I mean, like the whole time, you know your son is dead, but you gotta keep replaying that. Is it comforting, or is it breaking your heart every time that he walks in?
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, it would break my heart just
That'd
to
be
hear them
horrible.
still trying to come home.
Yeah, I think so. Me too. I'll just like, you know, hey, you gotta cross over, man. You need to get to the other side. But that,
Yeah, no kidding.
that was an awesome story. I liked it, but it was sad too.
Actually, what if I'm sorry, we mentioned the Mandela effect earlier. What if now remember I'm the kind of like the open-minded skeptic here. But like, what if, assuming the Mandela effect or something like it is true, and what if, like, you know, if, we're operating under the assumption that ghosts are like real, they actually, I mean, all of these experiences that we're hearing from people are that actually happen to them and they're unexplained situations. What if how you had said, like, that so I'm talking to my dad here that when Jazz died, like, Jazz actually did crash and she died, but we don't know that because she, like, it was like a shift in time or whatever. What if that's what happens, like, sometimes?
Right.
Like, you go to, like, an alternate reality or something to that effect,
that's true, though,
and there, or maybe not, you know, and when you die, maybe that's just what ghosts are. They're some leftover residual thing from an alternate reality that, like, we can kind of like sort of interact with us or something.
Yeah,
like
not
that.
ready to give up on because
Someone might not even realize they're dead.
yeah,
That's true, though. I mean, what if we're living in that world right now? You don't know. I mean,
And other people are
Deep
freaking
thinking.
out about, like, what
You know-
things we do.
and I think
what
about
if
that
Tommy Lee
sometimes.
Jones opens a locker and we're looking at him up there? But no, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's weird thinking that. I mean, if you think about that, but yeah.
I mean,
But-
you just go down the rabbit hole. Is just
Right.
That's kind of bad. That would take a toll on, I'm sure, on the mom or the parents.
Yeah.
Just hearing that every day. But
Yeah, every day. That's
I wonder if it stopped.
yeah, I know,
I'm sure
right?
it did. You know,
I would
that was
hope
bad.
so. I mean, you know, like maybe she said some prayers and, you know, said, you know what, yeah, you
Because
got to move
sometimes
on.
that does happen. Like, it'll happen for a little bit, and then it'll get less consistent, and then
Right.
eventually it'll go away. Because, okay, the house we used to live in, I was just passing around a photo of the house me and David grew up in, the very first haunted house, where I heard my name, and David saw the mural jumping at him, or the crazy ass church
Yeah,
next
the
door,
church next door.
the people rolling around. Well, I mean, it's not the same church. It's a different church. It's like it's the same church, but it's like it's like
denomination, or is it a different denomination?
There you go. Yeah, it's more.
I
but
can't
it's
say it very clearly. There's so many bears.
Yeah, well, it's a Spanish.
No, just a different one. I mean,
it's in Spanish, but it's Christian for Spanish. It's in Spanish. Their sermons are in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, what happens if because one day I swear I really want to, especially the beer's coming, so I'm gonna do it. You watch. I'm stopping the utility truck. I'm not gonna do that. But anyway, if you go down and you ask them, man, and they look at you like, what the hell are you talking about? My house isn't haunted. It's ugly, but it's not haunted. But like, cause that house, we're gonna put it up so y'all can see it. And but
well, I don't know if the homeowners either. They're gonna be like, "Why is my house here?" Because it is a very ugly house now.
I thought it was bad back then, boy. Whew.
Yeah, I know.
It was just because it had long grass.
I live there. Stop.
The shadow was moving. Y'all live in.
How can anybody live there?
I don't know. If you run into their family.
I mean, the only nice thing about it was they were.
Well, then again, actually, everybody, you gotta have a
like the high gate, he's
part
got
of
valuables.
living in Texas.
That's uncool.
Exactly.
Yeah, mandatory.
Your quinceañera. All right. It's your quinceañera.
Here you go, sweetie.
You're a man now.
You're a man.
You're 57, man. Like,
thank you, Dad. These stories, and after a while, you telling me for my baby.
And here we go.
But like, where do they go? Is that what you're asking? Like, that's what I would think. Like, what's going on?
Because I think. Well, I was going to bring up a point, but I think they just didn't want to be associated with us. On some of the interviews, I had two, and one was. Well, I'm not going to say their names, but they were pretty big places, and they told us, well, we're not associated. There's no paranormal happening here.
Oh, that's right.
Like, what the hell, man? I'm reading about it on the internet. Don't lie.
Yeah.
So... But
no lies on the internet.
But then I'm thinking, it's been a while, but then again, going back to, like, where the big daddies are...
Right.
In England... Yeah, you had these old castles and, bullshit happening up there way back when, and they're still haunted.
Right.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, in that case, it might just be a PR situation.
I'm thinking, too. I was just thinking that, too, yeah. Anyway, thank you, Mary, for that call. It was a wonderful, depressing story.
Yeah, that was... You know what, man? The Perrin Crest Part 3. Sorry to laugh at you. I know, yeah. Kory is like, what?
I'm going to have to tell the whole story. What the hell are you talking about?
If you guys remember, like half a year ago, we did Part 2.
It's literally half a year.
It was a 3. Yeah, it is. It was like a 3-part series, and we did Part 1 and Part 2, and then we went to our hiatus because we were all
Himalayas.
Yeah, we did some training in the Himalayas.
My dad thought he could be a SEAL.
Yeah, he went for the nails.
Became a well.
He went for the Navy SEAL training. Rob, how did the Navy SEAL training work out for you?
They trained me into eating bugs and surviving. I was like, fuck this, I'm out. First 30 minutes, man. They were laughing at me, using me. Yeah, it's like, that was one of the obstacles that they were climbing on.
Yeah, we didn't say what purpose Rob was doing there, but he was there.
Like, good job, Limon. I was like,
you're gonna be one of these lifeboats.
Like, see that island out there? I want y'all to swim to it this week.
That's great. Yeah, we got a new iceberg out there.
I want you guys to touch that squishy island out there and come back. I was like, yeah, butt naked I was out there. It smells bad, man.
Yeah.
There's women that touch me. Hey, guys. That was my...
That was his signature call. Hey, guys.
Like,
good job. Doing good.
Yeah, good job.
Doing good.
Just give out the number.
Going.
Good job.
All right. Y'all can do it. Get back there. Boy. That's what I'm talking about.
But anyhow, what has it been? Almost 6 months.
October.
Well, we got Part 3 finally. We believe in cliffhangers. That's what it is.
Okay, I feel like we have to give a refresher course for this one because it's been like 2 years or something like that.
It feels like it. Okay, Kory's looking at us like, what's going on here? So
Maybe if you would attend
Episode 1.
Blood on the carpet. Now someone's.
All I do is draw.
Okay.
He moved in. There was blood on the carpet. Nobody. The maintenance guys didn't clean it up. Oh, we'll take care of it. They didn't. Landlord said, "Oh, it's nothing." Okay. So what happened
Nosy
is
neighbor.
his neighbor went and told him, "Hey, man, somebody died there." But before that was happening, he was getting little events were happening to him, little hauntings.
Right, just little things were happening here and there. Yeah.
Things were moving. He was hearing things.
Yeah.
Then eventually his neighbor comes out and tells him, "Hey, somebody died in your house, man." And he's like, "Oh, well, that explains a lot. You know, that's what that was. That was blood." And they said, "Well, what happened?" He said, "Some dude fell down, hit his head. He was a drunk, right? So when he hit his head, he stayed there, and I guess he hit it so hard that he damaged and got a blood. I don't know, something happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, his girlfriend comes by and see, you know, like, what's up? You know, probably get some money, go to the dollar store, whatever, man. She's, well, I don't know. That's me. That's why I said, like, I'm gonna go get some chips. So she sees him dead, man. Takes the money, leaves. Now things start happening. Like the brother sees when he's seen
Well, on
things.
this one, we're picking up where he says he's relieved to.
That his brother saw the
stuff
keys fly off
yeah.
with the keys.
Yeah, the keys flew off the TV. Yeah, that old TV.
Okay, that's where we're at now.
So for the two of you guys that wanted to hear part 3, that's
we're about to
hear
give
what
it up
happened.
right now. So listen
Going
in.
lower and lower. Whoever you are out there
I think
listening.
I was one of those two.
Yeah, so then it's only one. So the one person that wanted to hear it,
God bless you for waiting, man.
That's
And we're
right.
so sorry, man.
and here it is.
And here it is.
I got to the point when I left home, I would push one of the heavy bookshelves against the sliding door so my dog wouldn't get out. I was relieved that my brother had seen those items fly off the TV. I knew I wasn't crazy. One night, my cousin was staying the night at my place. I was lying on the bed with the lights on when I felt the bed start to shake. It lifted off the ground and started shaking and landed. I was so scared. I jumped up and stood on my bed. Then again, the bed started shaking and lifted off the floor. I stood on the bed scared shitless. I was so scared I backed up on my bed to get a running start and jump off the bed, and I landed by the door. I ran to the room where my cousin Junior was. I told him what had happened, but he said I must have been having a nightmare. I got pissed and told his stupid ass, how the fuck can I be having a nightmare when I was wide awake? He just rolled over and fell asleep. Not long after that, I moved out. I had had enough. I moved in with my brother. I think that shit followed me. One night I woke up from a bad dream. For some reason, I looked towards my bedroom door, and saw a shadow of a person moving in my room. I jumped up thinking someone was in the house. When I got up, the shadow stopped. It was weird because when I moved towards it, it stopped like it was startled. I stopped looking at the shadow. I called out my brother's name, thinking it was him, and waved. Well, the shadow mimicked me and waved. I said, hell no. I ran out following it, but it was gone. My brother heard the commotion and came out of his room and asked, what are you doing? I told him someone was in the house. He grabbed his gun and searched the whole house. No one was in the house, and all the doors were still locked. After a while, I moved in with my friend, and we never had any of those problems again. That was some scary times for me. That's my story about a haunted apartment. Thanks, guys. Love your show. You guys are funnier than shit.
Man, but that's a trip, man. You're laying down and the bed starts shaking, man. I'm like, man.
Dude, I don't know about that. Yeah, when the bed starts shaking, man, I'm out of there. I'm like,
what do you say that
man,
he got a running head start and jump? Man,
lava?
Yeah, hot lava.
Hot lava, hot
Make
lava.
it to the door and you're safe.
So now the blood's hot lava?
That's
Don't you
crazy.
get your pillows down?
You know, it's funny because, man, I would have did the same thing, man. Honestly, man, the bed shaking, I'm done, man. I am out of there.
I don't know. I would have slept with the fucking door open, or at least had somebody sleep in my bed with me.
Yeah, I just-
That's crazy. I mean, and then, well, thank God he's out of there already, and you know, but that's just fucked up how people are, man. I mean, they just don't give a shit. They're worried about money. First his bitch, and then the manager who owned that, and the maintenance guys at apartments are already lazy. The only reason they go into your house is to go fuck with your stuff that's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
But
go
the
in there
crazy
and...
thing is, like, he couldn't even fucking escape it. Like, he said it followed him.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that's right. It followed him to another house.
Yeah.
You did mention that, yeah.
So
That's weird.
mimicked him.
So anyhow, next we got the Gribble House coming
Gribble
up.
House.
Man, that's actually a really great story. It's from Savannah, Georgia. I know, right? Ain't that supposed to be like one of the most haunted places in America?
It's one of Savannah, Georgia. Yes, that's them. St. Augustus, Florida, I believe.
Oh
is
yeah,
another.
that's right. Yeah, that's
San Antonio, Texas is another.
We'll throw that in there.
But yeah, it's Savannah, Georgia's got a ton of hauntings. It's awesome. They got a bunch of good stuff down there.
So check this out, man. You got to listen to this.
Hello?
Hello, Ted. This is Robert Limon again from Rigor Mortis Paranormal. We're calling from the Gribble House, which is in Savannah, Georgia. We're here with Ted, and he's going to be talking to us about the Gribble House. Ted, well, what's your association with the house?
I'm actually the lead investigator there. We run nightly investigations where people can come in and buy tickets and investigate.
Cool, that's great. Can you give us a little history of the house?
Yeah, sure. And what's most infamously, known for was in 1909. There was a triple axe murder that occurred, and to this day it remains unsolved. I mean, it happened in a house called the Gribble House, which was a two-story farmhouse. And in the 1940s, the Gribble House itself was actually demolished, and the rest of the block there was demolished, and this warehouse was built in the 1940s. And ever since then, there's been some pretty strange activity in the building.
So right now it's a warehouse?
It's a warehouse right now, yes.
Oh,
okay.
A large 15,000 square foot warehouse.
You mentioned some paranormal activity that goes on there. What kind of activity goes on there at the Gribble House?
Well, as far as what I've had experience in the warehouse is pretty strange. I've seen shadow people. I've been yelled at walking through the warehouse by myself before the investigations, after the investigations. Disembodied voices, names pop out of nowhere. Objects move. The lady was sitting in a chair, one of the guests was sitting in a chair, and her chair moved back about a foot, and it scared her pretty good.
Wow.
And yeah.
That's awesome.
So who's haunting the house?
Well, it's known for the triple axe murder that occurred in 1909, but there's a lot of different things that just occur in the warehouse that we're trying to pinpoint and figure out what's going on. It's multiple things. We have we've taken multiple pictures of this thing called a lady in white. I've taken one myself, and it's actually on our Facebook page and our website if you guys want to take a look. And pretty strange. It looks like a solid person standing there looking at me like, why are you taking my picture?
So the victims of the axe murder, they were all men? Or were they?
You say that again?
The victims of the axe murder? Oh, they were all women?
Yes, there are three women that happened to. It was, I can give you the names real quick if you guys want me to.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, the first victim was Eliza Gribble. She was 70 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Elderly, from Cornwall, England, and she lived in the Gribble House. The second victim was her daughter, Kory Earle, and the third victim was Maggie Hunter, and she actually lived for 3 days before she died. And she mentioned her husband's name to the priest as they're giving her last rites, and they arrested her husband. His name was J.C. Hunter. And they arrested him. He was actually given the death penalty, and in 1923 he was pardoned by the governor and released from prison. So that's why it still remains unsolved.
Wow,
Okay.
that's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Can you tell us, well, you were giving us some of the experience that by you and also some of your visitors, have y'all ever had like a very, very creepy one, like extremely like weird or just something very creepy that's happened to either your staff members or visitors there or yourself?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like I say, I can tell the guests, the paranormal does not happen on command, but you get from time to time some very strange activity in the building. I've had, like I said, this names pop out of nowhere. I've actually seen a full body apparition in there. It looked right at me. I was the only one in the building. Looked right at me and ducked behind this monitor. It was set up, and pretty strange.
That's creepy.
Okay, so are you pretty close to the obviously like the man or whoever's in charge of the warehouse? Do you talk to him? Like, does he tell you anything that he's experienced, or do you see a lot of them like different new faces because they're scared? I don't know. I would imagine people quit all the time.
No, well, during the day it's used, like we use it at night for the investigations.
Mm-hmm.
During the day they actually use it for the Segway of Savannah. If you guys know what Segways are.
Segways?
They actually use Segways. They actually use that during the day, and sometimes I get the employees when we get there at night. They say that they can actually want to come kind of check the place out at night. You know, kind of creeps them out and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, we've Gary Patrick's actually the owner of Gribble House Paranormal Experience, and he's the one that actually kind of started up the business there, and he has some pretty crazy stories too. So.
Oh, great! That's great. Have y'all ever had like any like really funny or hilarious experiences there with the paranormal?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to pinpoint the funny things, but I guess probably, I don't know if it'd be funny or not, but after it happened, it was kind of funny. One of the tropical storms this summer came through, and I was actually working one of the investigations, and I had about 5 or 6 guests in there doing the investigation, and I was sitting in what we call the slave quarters, and we had some pretty interesting things coming through on the spirit box and SB7, and kind of everybody's kind of into it and listening to it and everything, and you can kind of tell they're on edge. The guests are on edge, and we had the slave quarters had this big, huge metal door.
Mm-hmm.
It's very loud, I guess. And I'm sitting right next to it, and I heard these 3 loud knocks, like just bang, bang, bang on the metal door. And we were kind of running late on the tours, and on the investigation. And so we were all like, what the heck's going on? It started with me, and I don't get started easy. And I opened up the door and slowly crept around the corner, and there was 2 maintenance workers there. And what happened was they were going to sandbag the building up for the tropical storm that came through, and I forgot about them. They were supposed to come in, so I was like, "What are you guys doing? This is pretty serious stuff here." And it was pretty crazy. It started me pretty good, but I kind of laughed at it afterwards.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you think the people that are the whoever's haunting it, you think they're like I don't know, like malevolent or?
Are they? Yeah, they're more like. Would you say they're more of a friendly ghost, or more like that? Like, because we made the mistake before. Also, we did another interview, and actually they were telling us the house, because somewhere they mentioned that there was demonic, and it had nothing to do with that. It just had to do with the lady just still loving her. We did one called the Gray Mouse Inn. It was a local one here. And we got that one kind of wrong, because some paranormal teams went in there and they claimed to get a demonic.
Get scratched and
the guy there, well, I'm not saying it offended him, but he was like, no, that's the ghost that they had there was nice. I guess that's our question: is it nice, or is it? Would you say it's more like demonic or anything of that nature?
Do you guys watch Ghost Adventures?
Yes.
We were on one of the episodes of Ghost Adventure, and we actually played one of the clips before the investigation. It's about a 7-minute long video. There's a pretty good history of the video of the house. And in the video, they kind of say that the place is really evil and everything like that. And so the guests actually watched the video, and they're pretty spooked and pretty scared before they go in there. And yes, there are things that people have been scratching there.
Wow.
People have been pushed off of chairs.
Wow.
Not really when I've been working, but we keep a nightly journal, and we take pictures every night after the investigations, and every Sunday a blog comes out. So you guys can read our blog on our website.
Oh, cool.
Gribble.com, and you can go back and check out the blog and everything. But I wouldn't say, I tell them, because they tell me, when these things happen to these people, it has to be evil, and I'm like, well, I don't think it's evil. I think it's because there is something in there that is I think kind of mad.
Mm-hmm.
Because it says the derogatory words come out sometimes, cuss words like
Is it?
the F-bomb.
And is it like the woman's voice saying those?
No, this is male's voice. We kind of think we know who it is, and so.
In your opinion, who do you think that is?
Well, through the property records on the corner of the warehouse, directly across from the Gribble House, is actually an old general store that was around the turn of the century, a little earlier. And come to find out, the owner or the manager's name was Paul, and his name always pops up. The attitude always pops up. So we named the guy Paul. And his name always pops up. He actually sometimes will respond to his name. And
wow,
we get a lot of activity through that. So
that house is awesome. You know, and I know that Savannah is rich with paranormal activity there too, as well as a lovely city, and also rich in history. You know, it's no wonder why there's so many hauntings going on there and stuff of that nature. Ted, you had mentioned your website. Can you give us that address?
Yes, www.gribble.house.com.
Okay, and you said y'all do tours and things of that nature. Do you want to give us a little info on that and the locations?
Yes, the location is 234 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Savannah, Georgia. And basically, we're on all the
Social medias?
the travel websites and stuff. You guys go to Viator and Triple on TripAdvisor. We're on all the different ones. Vacation Made Easy.
Oh, okay, y'all.
Trusted Tours.
Uh-huh.
You can go to our website and just you can buy a ticket through our website. If you're in the Savannah area, if you plan on visiting Savannah, you can come buy tickets. It's, the information's on there, so free blog group on also.
And you're on all the social medias, like I don't know, like Facebook or Twitter and stuff like that.
Yeah, Facebook, Gribble House, Paranormal Experience. Twitter, we're on Twitter, we're on all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate it, Ted. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good. All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Ted? Awesome. I love that story.
That was great, man. Ted was a great guy, man. I really like talking to him.
Yeah, it was a
pretty
great
awesome
interview.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I mean, it's a big story, but yet it was nice. This was awesome to get this, firsthand. I mean, from somebody that's,
That's actually, I've been there and
done
seen
that.
all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys like this, we have a lot more coming.
We sure do. The interviews, they've just been coming in.
Lots of great people.
Yeah, we have, I'm hoping to get more from Savannah, Georgia. Great haunted spot, but we got some from Chicago. We got some from everywhere.
Yeah.
And we got a whole list of them, like Jazz gave out in the beginning. But you guys, we want to still hear stories from y'all. We want those stories still coming in. We love them, and hopefully we get more.
Man, that's right. Yeah, you know what? You guys need to call these stories in. What's that phone number, Rob?
That number is 210-901-8666.
That's right. And if you're shy, what do you want to do? You want to email us, man. Email us at info@rigormortisparanormal.com. Man, we'll put your stories on the air. We'll edit them. We'll make you sound great. So don't be embarrassed. I mean,
and yeah, y'all if y'all write in, we love the stories. We're gonna try and keep them the same way. We love reading them, showing them to other folks out here. I mean, come on, guys.
yeah, I know.
No, yeah, we obviously we couldn't make the show if we didn't have any of y'all's stories.
Yeah, we missed the hell out of y'all too, man. So that's why y'all are getting a long episode. This one.
That's right. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for joining us. And Ted, thank you so much for the great story.
And
guys,
everyone else, man.
That's right. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, all you guys, man. I mean, yeah, definitely. Again, we wouldn't be able to do this without y'all. Thank y'all so much. We really love hearing from you guys. Please call in or email us. Thank you and good night.
Bye.
Night, guys.
Later.